friends, back at it again with the Tenacious 10. How y'all doing? So I need all my Mary J. Blige fans to the front, please. I love me some Mary J, okay? Since I was a little girl, I've always enjoyed everything about Mary J. Blige. Her music, her style, her little dance. I got it down, okay? But Mary J. Blige has put her boot in another venture, in another avenue, and she has created some wine. So the wine, if you haven't heard, is called Sun Goddess. And when it first launched in 2020, they had Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Grigio. Those were basically the two that they just kind of started off with. They now have Merlot and Prosecco, which I have not seen yet, but they do have those either coming out or they're somewhere that I just haven't been. But these Sun Goddess wines are produced by Mary J. Blige in collaboration with the Fontanelle family in Frutili Venezia Giulia, which is in Italy. And basically this Fontanelle family, they have their own vineyards, and Mary J. Blige was actually introduced by the vineyards and the owner by Maxwell. So that is how they got into this collaboration. And Mary J. Blige said that basically she just felt something when she walked through the vineyards, and it just sang to her, and she just wanted to do something different, which is how she got into wine. So I know a lot about the Pinot Grigio, which I actually did try, and to be honest, I didn't like it. I tried the Pinot Grigio because it's a Ramato. Ramato is Italian for copper or auburn because it has like this pinkish tint to it, which is not typical for a Pinot Grigio. And I was like, oh, bet, I want to try it. It was acidic. It was very bold from Pinot Grigio. I think a Pinot Grigio almost has a table wine. It doesn't have a lot really going on. It's just good. So it was just very bold for me. So I was kind of taken aback when I first had it. Upon a little bit of research, I did see that wines that are typically produced in the area where the Sun Goddess is produced, the climate is usually very strong in the afternoon, very strong at night. So it produces very full body, complex wines, a lot of minerality when it comes to flavors. So I guess because I didn't know that when I tried it, I couldn't appreciate it. So today I'm going to be trying the Sauvignon Blanc Sun Goddess. So what I will say is I was avoiding it because I didn't have a great experience with the Pinot Grigio, as I was just saying. However, I thought about it and I said, you know what, I'm a double back on it, because Sauvignon Blancs are traditionally produced in Marlborough, New Zealand. And not a lot of places really dibble and dabble in that avenue. So to have a Sauvignon Blanc that's produced in Italy, I was like, I'm interested, okay? I will tell you also, I'm not a big Sauvignon Blanc drinker because I don't like it to taste like grass. I don't like it to taste like I just mowed a lawn. I don't like it to just taste like dirt. I don't mind the grapefruit lime flavor, so I am interested to see how this is gonna go. But we're not gonna talk about it, we're gonna be about it. So let's pop this joint open. Alright, so upon opening it, it has Sun Goddess on the cork. It has MJB, which is Mary J. Blige's kind of logo or symbol for herself and her brand, right at the top of the cork. It smells so citrusy. As soon as I open it, I got a blast of floral, blast of citrus, which again is going to be a traditional flavor profile for Sauvignon Blanc. All right, this is a 2019, and on the back of the bottle it said dry wine. So, I'm nervous. All right, I don't want to pour too much. I kind of just want to see if anything significant is on the back. It says, produced with love and passion from sun-kissed vineyards owned by the Fontanelle family in Frutili Venezia Giulia. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's okay. Where the peculiar microclimate and the precious terroir guarantee premium quality wines. Jesus Christ, I don't know why that was such a struggle for me. But again, that's what we just talked about. They have a very significant temperature, climate, soil, which is why it's going to produce a bolder wine. So, it smells like a Sauvignon Blanc. If you put this in front of me and say, what type of wine is it? I definitely would know it was a Sauvignon Blanc. I'm getting a lot of that grass, a lot of minerality. I can smell grapefruit. It smells like a lime was just kind of squeezed right on top of it. All right. one thing I will definitely say is this is probably a touch too cold. It probably needs to come up maybe 5 degrees. However, it tastes like a Sauvignon Blanc. It is very, very citrus forward. I tasted that tartness as soon as I took the first sip. Boom, it's like lemon hit me like a light. I don't get as much grass as I was expecting to get, which for me is good. But I am getting that minerality, and I'm definitely getting some stone fruit, a little bit of peach, a little bit of nectarine. Definitely nectarine actually, because when you eat a peach, it's kind of juicy and fruit forward, and when you eat a nectarine, it kind of bites like an apple almost. You get that sweetness, but you also get tart. That's kind of what I'm getting. Definitely nectarine, definitely lemon, definitely grapefruit. And that's really it. This is not that dry. I will definitely say that. It's not, you know, pulling the saliva forward in my mouth. It's actually not bad. I do like this better than the Pinot Grigio, because with the Pinot Grigio, again, I wasn't expecting that flavor, but because I knew this was a Sauvignon Blanc, I was prepared for it. I could appreciate this a lot more, and maybe even I'll double back and try that Pinot Grigio again with the information that I know, see if it tastes different. But for the most part, this is good. I would not recommend this for anybody who likes sweet wine. I would not recommend this for anybody that does not like Sauvignon Blanc. If you like Pinot Grigios, you may enjoy this because it's not grassy like a Sauvignon Blanc. But for the most part, it's good. I like it. This will be really good with some appetizers, light bites, maybe like a meat and cheese board. Because of that, the acidity could cut through that cheese, the richness of the cheese. This was $19.99, and that is the price I've seen pretty much everywhere. But I would definitely recommend trying the Sun Goddess Sauvignon Blanc production out of Italy by Mary J. Blige and the Fantinelli family. So that is the Tenacious 10. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos as much as I enjoy making them for you, as I enjoy drinking these beverages and trying them out, so you don't have to do so. If you think of anything or you have anything you want me to try, if I can get my hands on it, I'm willing to try it. Drop it in the comments. You can find me on Instagram at Chef Tanae. You can find me on TikTok at Tenacious Fork. And if you ever have any questions, you can always email me as well, tenaciousfork@gmail.com. So hit me up if you need me. But I appreciate y'all pulling up on me, and I will see y'all next week with a Tenacious 10, baby. Peace. Keep drinking.